Hi vinyl community, it's Mike here, and today's video is a contest entry. I saw Richard McCook have a go at this a few days ago, and it's for a channel that I don't know. The channel's called TKR VideoCentral, and the guy who runs it is called TC. He's been in the VC for 3 years now, and this is his third year anniversary contest. And he's posted over 1,000 videos. And his content is absolutely brilliant. As I say, I've not come across him before, but I've subscribed now, and I suggest you go over there and have a look because you won't be disappointed. Anyway, the contest is based around the number 3, and there are quite a few questions, so I'll explain what they are as we go along. So the first one is quite simple. Just show the last 3 records that you bought. Well, this is the first one. This is Kurt Vile, Waking on the Pretty Days, and this is the 10th year anniversary edition. I hadn't had this before. I went to see him last summer and he was absolutely brilliant, so I was really pleased to pick this up. Second off, a band that haven't produced an album for the last 15 years, and this is their comeback. It's called Mummy, and it's by the Nashville garage punk band Be Your Own Pet. So this is really stunking out. I really love this. So Be Your Own Pet for Mummy. And the third one is called Everything Is Alive, and it's by Slowdive. So this is a lovely bit of shoegaze, and that's my third most recent album that I bought. Right, the next question, this caused me a little bit of trouble, because what TC wants us to do is to show 3 albums that were released when you were 3 years old. Well, for me, that's 1961. And I had a look and I found I've got exactly 3 records from 1961. So I've just got to show the 3 that I have. They're all jazz records. First one, Oliver Nelson, The Blues and the Abstract Truth. This is an absolutely brilliant album. This is one of my favourite jazz albums. I'm not a big jazz fan, but I do have a reasonable collection. But this is a lovely album. Second off, it's Freddie Hubbard, and this is Ready for Freddie. And the third album is Bill Evans, and as you can see, this is Sunday at the Village Vanguard. So that's my 3 albums from 1961. As I say, my only 3 albums from 1961. Next one was a little bit easier. Show 3 albums from the year that you were 13. Well, I was 13 in 1971, and I was just getting into music. 1971, 72, this was the golden age for me. So, first off, it's Fairport Convention and Angel Delight. It's a rather battered copy of the album that I've had for absolutely donkey's years. Great sort of folk rock from the UK. Second off, a band that needs no introduction. It's Deep Purple and Fireball. The first Deep Purple song that I ever heard, I think, was Fireball. It was a single in the UK, and I went out and bought it with my pocket money when I was 13 years old, and later on I bought the album. So Fireball, Deep Purple. And the third one, somebody who I was really into in the early 70s, and that's David Bowie, and this is Hunky Dory, of course. So that's my 3 albums from 1971. Right, the next question is to show 3 albums from the year when you had your last 3rd birthday. So my last one was my 63rd birthday, and it was a couple of years ago, 2021. So here's 3 albums from 2021. Now, this one, Viagra Boys, Welfare Jazz. This is their 2nd album, I believe. They're from Sweden, and absolutely brilliant post-punk. Lots of people in the VC have shown Viagra Boys recently, and I think quite right too. They're a brilliant band. And secondly, band from Denmark, the fabulous Corettes. They're a duo, they're a couple. So that's Flavia and Martin Corey. And again, this is garage rock, you know, very much a sort of 60s flavour to it. And it's a lovely album. It's called Back in Mono by the fabulous Corettes. And the third album from 2021, one of my favourite live bands, punk duo from London called John, two guys called John, who bring the house down every time I see them play. They're back in Leeds early next year, and I'll be sure to be there. So that's John, and it's called Nocturnal Manoeuvres. So that's the third album from 2021. Right, next off, show an album, or show three albums, where either the title has got the number 3 in it, or the band's name has got a 3 in it. So here we go. So first off, this is an album called 3, and it's by the French band Nouvelle Vague. I've shown them before a few times. They're a covers band, but they do sort of punk, post-punk classics in a bossa nova style, if you can believe that. So you've got Say Hello, Wave Goodbye on here. God Save the Queen, that's a good one. Road to Nowhere. What else? Yeah, Heaven Metal. All sorts of great stuff on this. So this is a good album. And secondly, these guys, and they're from the Netherlands, from Rotterdam, I believe. They're called Rats on Rafts, and they're a great post-punk band. And this album is called Excerpts from Chapter 3, The Mind Runs a Net of Rabbit Paths. I really like these guys. I don't think I've seen them shown before on the vinyl community, but you know, if you get a chance to have a listen, do, because they're pretty good. And thirdly, another French band, one of my favourites, all-female band, Junior, and this is their album, which is called Un, Deux, Trois. So 1, 2, 3. So there you go. That's my 3 albums with the 3 in the title. And moving on, 3 albums that contain songs that have the number 3 in them. And I found this fairly difficult, actually. There was one that was obvious, but the others were a bit difficult. This is $75 Bill, and $75 Bill is sort of guitar-based, keyboard, sort of bit psyche. And this is their album I Was Real. And there are 2 tracks on here with a number 3. There's WZN3 Verso and WZN3, and it's a double album, and WZN3 is the 3rd track on the full side. So there you go, that was one record with a song with number 3 on it. Right, next off, band from Australia, Avalanches, and this is Since I've Left You, and there's a track on here, and it's on side A, and it's called 2 Hearts in 3/4 time. So that's the second one with 3 in the title. The third one came to mind straight away. It's a fabulous Bob Marley. It's his album Exodus, and obviously the track on here is 3 Little Birds, and it's the full track on side 2. So that's 3 albums with songs that have got the number 3 in their title. Right, moving on. Show 3 bands that have got 3 members. Right, I don't think I've shown these guys before. They're Welsh heavy rockers, Budgie, and this is their album Never Turn Your Back on a Friend. And they were formed in the late 1960s, and I believe that quite a few sort of metal bands sort of cite Budgie as being a bit of an influence on them. So they're a trio. It's Burke Shelley, Tony Borge, and Ray Phillips. And this is a great album if you haven't heard it. Bread Fan is an absolutely brilliant track. No idea what it's about, but it's great. Anyway, so that's Budgie, 3 people in the band. And the next one, something completely different, a bit of trip hop, and this is more Chiba. This is their album from 1998, and it's called Big Car. And they're a trio, and it's Paul and Ross Godfrey, who formed the band with the singer, the lovely Sky Edwards. So that's more Chiba, 3 people in the band. And finally, this is the latest album from one of my all-time favourite bands, Saint Etienne, and they're called Saint Etienne. It's a trio: Sarah Cracknell, Pete Wiggs, and Bob Stanley. So there you go. So this is their latest album. Right. Show some triple albums. I thought I'd be able to do this really easily, but I kept picking up sort of box sets and found, there were four albums or more in the box. So I eventually did it. And this is Can. This is a compilation of their singles. It's a triple album, and if you like the German krautrock, then obviously you like Can, and this is a pretty good album. Next up, a bit of prog, a live album, and it's Yes and Yes Songs. It's a triple album. I must say it's not a great live album. The recording wasn't really up to scratch, I think, for this, but it's a triple album, so it qualifies. And the final record, and I've shown this before, band from Leeds. It's The Wedding Present, and this is called 24 Songs. And this is The Wedding Present putting together the 24 songs that they released as 12 singles in 2022. And there's some bonuses on there as well. And it's a triple album. So there you go. So that's all the albums that I've got to show. Now the next thing you have to do is give a shout out to 3 people that you would like to see do this contest, and there are actually quite a few people, and there are 1 or 2 who I've shouted out before, and I won't mention them this time. One guy I did think of was Jack at Vinyl Martini, but Jack's away in France for an extended period at the moment, and so he's completely detached from his record collection, so he probably won't be able to do this. So instead, I've gone for these 3 guys. First of all, it's JT, and JT's Record Room. Absolutely love JT's channel. He's got an absolutely brilliant collection, so I'm sure he'd be up to the challenge. So hope you do, JT. Second one is a guy who's sometimes in Norway, sometimes in Denmark, and he's called Morten Arsted. And again, he's got a lovely channel. He shows an awful lot of stuff, and I noticed he's got an awful lot of CDs behind him when he does his videos. So I'm sure he'll be able to put something together. So I hope you do, Morten. And finally, I've got to go for Steve. All the World's a Stage. I'm sure that Steve will be able to do this in his own inimitable style, as he normally does with this sort of stuff. So I hope you have a go, Steve. So that's my 3 shout outs. I'll leave I'll leave links in the description anyway, so you can follow these guys, and you can get to TC's original video as well. Now there is a bonus question on this, and I've not been able to do it. Now what you can do for a bonus entry into the contest is show 3 magazines that are related to music, and it's the 3rd edition or an edition whose number ends in 3, or show 3 music related books that were published in a year that ended with a 3. I've had a look around and I've just not been able to do this, so I won't be getting a bonus entry, but hopefully if you do it, you'll be able to do it. So that's my entry, so until next time, bye.